Yeah, yeah.
Well, welcome in everybody to the very first Axie Homeland Town Hall. My name is Ryan. I'm your moderator today, and I am joined with Kenji and Leo. Kenji and Leo, could you say a few words about yourself, introduce yourself to the audience, and tell us a little bit more about what you do?
Oh, yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Leo. As I'm the project lead of Homeland projects, and at the moment I'm leading the team for deliveries and provide the roadmaps for the whole Homeland team. And this is Kenji.
Hi everyone, my name is Kenji. I'm the lead game designer of Homeland. I take care of everything concerning design for the game and other stuff too.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, for anyone who's joining us who might be new to Axie, could you describe what is Homeland in your own words?
Mhm. Homeland is you can say it's a platform. It's a place where you can everyone can have can build, can battle, can explore the world of the Lunasian. It was created so that everyone can have something to play and doesn't have to be restricting to one play style at all.
Right. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with these early chapters of Homeland. It's both relaxing and, if you want it to be, it can be very competitive as well. I got a lot of feelings of nostalgia back playing like Age of Empires and Clash of Clans as well. What was it like developing during these early stages of Axie Homeland, having so many players and so many comments coming in from the player base?
It's word. I'm not gonna lie. It's word really stressful, but it's word super fun because seeing that when your user is really having fun playing your game, and then they really care about the game. They give feedback all the time. It's really fun, and it feel like that everything that we have been doing is really worth the effort. But yeah, it's word really busy.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Are there? I'm curious. I'm sure everyone else in the audience is as well. Are there any exciting new things that are in the works for the future of Homeland? Anything that we can look forward to?
Yes. Uh, Now we will after the season three of the Alphas, we will have post alpha periods. That in that's the post alpha periods that we wins deploys the first IHS experiment in games. That means that you everyone can earn the ISS through the gameplays and yeah through the leaderboard and every action in the games.
Wow. So to reiterate that, just to make sure I have this correct. So
Yeah.
this post alpha period, there's going to be a bit of an experiment where players can actually earn AXS in game by playing Homeland. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. And what are the dates for that experimental period?
Is maybe in our plans we may deploy the post alpha periods at the ends of August. I thought.
So this will be starting up at the end of August.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to start
Wow.
at the end. Yeah, we are still in the developing process of the post alpha.
That's really exciting stuff. Now, I'd
Uh,
love to. We actually have a lot of questions from our community here. And we actually have a sheet. We might call up some of the audience members to give us some questions later on. But for now, I have some questions off this sheet here that we've collected, and I'd love to list some of them off for you if you're ready for that.
yeah.
Sure.
All right. So from Mad Fish, they ask, "What are your plans for estates or connected plots in Homeland?"
So for connected plot, we have a lot of vision around it. For the for but we are going to run them out in different part. So the first part is on about if you have connected plot, you will receive various book for your plot, just like the nature type book that you have right now, like Genesis have the book, Forest have the book. If you have like connected plot like two forests, you have one book, and we are going maybe expand it into that. If you have like a forest linking to an Arctic plot, you will have another different book. But that is still on the air. So for the later part, we are going to have something like there will be building that is restricted to connected plot only. So you need to have certain number of connected plot together in order to build like a castle or some really big building that have a lot of utility.
That's really cool. So in the future, we're looking at things like buffs, depending different kinds of buffs, depending on whether you have a savanna and a forest connected or a forest and an Arctic connected.
Mhm.
And even further down in the future, we can look at things like buildings that have plot number requirements. So you might need to have 2 or 3 plots to build this very specific building.
That's right.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Now I have another question here from Lo T Jai. And they ask, what would be the expected player experience for a non-land owner in Homeland in the final phase?
No. So I can talk about the plan and vision that we are currently have right now. What we are trying to build is that the landowner and the free player will have will have a different look. So as a landowner, most of your tasks will be concerning that management of your land and production. While for the free player, they can have their own small home, or they can rent a house from the landowner. They can be freely explore better buy things from the landowner, or they can work for the landowner. Like they are being sponsored by the landowner to go better in the dungeon, or explore the work, or doing tasks for them. And we're trying to make it so that when you are a landowner, your game flow will be different, and when you are a free player, your game flow will be different. So it's a little bit of something that for everyone to play. And of course, if you are a landowner, you can join in an adventure with the free player too.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, this is a question from Cairo, who's a previous Homeland champion. And he asks, will we see, in the future, will we see prizes such as titles, avatars, or badges for high leaderboard placement? Something to really brag and show off to your friends that these are the achievements that I've accomplished in the past.
Yeah, sure. We have planned for that. That every high ranking players or every nice achievement will will receives the exclusive badge titles or something that very limited in the Homeland world.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate that. I know in Origins, I love rocking my banner that shows my top 100 placement. It always gives me a good feeling. Now this question comes in from or Ktal. Man, some of you guys go crazy with some of these names. I'm gonna do my best, but no promises here. Or Ktal. They say, are there any updates on plans to incorporate rivers, roads, nodes, and strategic gameplay? No, that's pretty much
Uh,
it. So, any updates on incorporating rivers, roads, and nodes?
yeah, yeah. In the beta, we will update all of them, and we for a small like that we are still in the documentation of fishing feature.
I'm sorry. Could you elaborate a little? You said there's a document on fishing future.
Yeah. We are doing the fishing feature in in the games, but it will appear only in the beta.
Oh, I see. I see. Awesome. Um, So that is something that's currently being worked on, and we should be seeing fairly soon. Then, any idea when the beta might be rolling around? Is there a date set for that yet?
The beta periods will start at the end of December or early January next year.
Amazing. Okay. All right. All right. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right, here's a question from an unnamed source. So, from an anonymous, is there a plan for a homeland to have periods of day slash night as well as seasons of the year?
Mhm. Yeah, we are. It's in our plan to have a day-night cycle, weather, and also seasonal. So the way that we are trying to construct is to make sure that there's a certain material that will only pop up in certain weather. So you will need to have people let you know that like your friend, if there's rain in near your friend block, they can let you know so you can come together the material together with them. Same thing for day night cycle and the weather and season.
Wow, that sounds pretty intricate. So, Hugh Ghost asks, we've seen some leaks recently with different artwork from the current homeland. Uh, will we see a big change in the art direction as we head into the beta? And if not, could you give a little bit more detail about the recent art leaks that we've seen on Twitter?
Yeah, we will have a whole new art in the beta that we are working in progress for that. Uh, at this time, let me see. Maybe we will have some all the buildings and all the terrains will be changed. So we have a bunch of work to do. Let me
That is
see.
yeah, that's a lot of art to rework, but extremely
Yeah,
exciting. And I saw the post on Twitter. It looks gorgeous. Very like pastel color palette, like almost watercolor esque.
It's a lot better. I'm gonna step in to say that every time that I go to the office in Vietnam and I go over to the art area of the office, that's always like my favorite, most mind-blowing little activity that I love to do. And the art team is working so hard on improving and updating the art. Masamune is personally like the art director for the new land art. So it's kind of like a little bit more towards his vision. Another thing is that the this art will be more friendly for any eventual plan to port Homeland to mobile. Leo and Kenji, please like correct me if, if that's not the case. But my understanding is that the new art will also like allow for a smoother transition to eventually being able to make Homeland available on mobile.
I think a lot of people are excited for Homeland on mobile. I think having the art reworked by Masamune is pretty awesome, considering that he's the original artist for all of Axie itself. So it seems very fitting to have that done. But speaking of Axie Homeland on mobile, have there been any headway with progress on that front?
yeah, we plan. Yeah, in the further plan, we may have the first mobile versions in next year, but not the exact date.
So not no set date, but hopefully near the beginning of next year, around the same time as the launch of beta.
No, no, no. Maybe the mid or late, late of next year.
Okay, okay, a little bit
Yeah,
further on, a little bit
yeah, yeah.
further along. Okay, I understand. Now, a question a lot of people have been asking is around the AXS loop. How do we ensure that the economy will be sustainable when it launches with AXS earning in game?
Yeah, we are still working to ensure that the Acer Loop in the beta will be sustainable and have enough fun for everyone. And the experiment in the post alpha is the first step of the ISF loop that we are experiment the core the core mechanisms of the ISS earning feature that is in the future that at the end of the years we will introduce the ISF loop brand new for everyone. But yeah, we are in the development first development phase, and we are still in documentation and thinking about the economic system of homelands to make sure that we don't have any problems with the cash flow of the asset loop.
Wonderful. Yeah. I think coming out and saying that we've got it all figured out and this is the plan, I think that might be a bit foolhardy. I think the idea of saying like, hey, we're working on figuring out the perfect way to structure this, and we're even setting aside these couple of months for the population to actually help us figure this out as a bit of an experiment, that shows that there's being a lot of thought put to this topic to make sure it's done right. Now, Hughost, another question from Hughost, asks, what are the plans for Luna's landing and the plots from other quadrants? I think that's sort of a two-parter question.
For the quadrant of the sorry, for the quadrant of the that they haven't in bot yet. This is something that the like the syllable of the depend on how Homeland is doing. This will be the company decision, so I cannot review it too much. But for the lunar landing, our vision is to turn it into like an alternative map, or like it's like a battlefield where you can have we can have use that. We can turn a whole lunar landing into an world map where you can have a fortress and other checkpoint that you can find. You can join and find the world in there. It's also where we plan to put the final boss of the homeland of the homeland world into that. As for people who already have some plot in that, we plan to help them build their own fortress or something that had to do with the future in there.
Wow, that was a lot. There's a lot of plans for Luna's landing.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. I think just the idea. I think you mentioned something about that. That's where Homeland players will find the Homeland last boss, which I don't even know how to start dissecting that one. There's a lot of speculation, I'm sure, in the chat for that. All right. We might be getting near the end of the written questions here. I'm looking through to see if there's anything else. But it might be time to start pulling up members of the audience. Oh, actually, here's a great question. All right, so this is from Carcurio, and they ask, are there any plans to introduce EXP, an experience system, for each plot of land similar to the system that Axes currently have? I'm not sure what they mean for each plot of land, but I do think that expanding the question outwards to are there any plans to have Axes earn AXP, the brand new experience point mechanism for Axes? Are there plans to have Axes earn AXP inside of Homeland as well?
Yeah. The XP will appear in Homeland in the beta as well as we will deploy the NFT Axis action inside Homeland.
Awesome. So that's coming around early next year as well. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go through. Let's see if we can find any community questions. If anyone has a question and would like to hop up on stage, feel free to raise your hands. Otherwise, I'm going to be rolling through chat here. Harley.eth is asking, will there be an RNG component to crafting using AXS, SLP, or RON?
It's within the plan, but it's not exactly using ISS. But so the plan is to have the plan is to have the plan is to have what they call is a medium currency inside the game, where you can where you can use part of it to mint into ASS, but you can also use part of it to use in the game some of the feature that is in the planning, like rafting on buffing your whole neighborhood. So like you put that inside a beacon system, and then your whole neighborhood will be benefit from it. And the more people in the neighborhood to put it inside the beacon, the more that the neighborhood will become stronger or have benefit. So it will get to something. It will get to the point where you will need to decide that if you want to if you want to mint the ASS for earning, or if you want to keep it in the game to enjoy the gameplay.
Interesting. Okay. Very similar to, somewhat similar to how SLP works in Origins, where you play the game to earn the SLP, you then use the SLP to craft better runes and charms, or you can extract the SLP as well. Now, to follow along with that question, will players be able to take AXS from their wallet and put it into Homeland for that same purpose?
Yes,
Yes,
sure.
Mhm.
We in the future we will have some new features that you can use as a resource in the game.
Wonderful, wonderful. Here's another question. I actually did see this one on the sheet, but they're here in chat. Thank you for reminding me. They're asking, will there be balancing in regards to agriculture and metalworks? Like making crafting points higher in general versus any passive ingot making. Now, this question goes beyond my personal knowledge of the game. So, if you guys got an answer, that'd be great.
The balancing for agriculture and metalwork is gonna take a while, because right now the balancing world is a very early. The game world is in a very early stage. So what we are currently facing is that we don't like we doesn't have many players to fill on the map yet. So that's why metalwork feel like they are very they are very overpowered, because there is not enough people to fighting for resource. But no, as we go along, we will continue to balance it, and also metalwork and agriculture will not be the only two proficiencies in the future. We plan to introduce another one.
All right, great. I did see another question asking for a little bit more detail about what we would find inside of the resource nodes in the future. I think right now it's just the trees on the outside, so players can use the resource nodes for stuff like wood. But in the future, how do we plan on expanding that?
In the future, the pink knots is going to have more resource. Like I said, like mentioned before, like some material will only appear within the specific weather, specific time of the day, specific season, and we are also planning to putting dungeon in the pink knot. So like the overworld dungeon, and some of the relic from the past and other Easter egg stuff like that. Also, some of the in the future, we plan to have the people in the like the player contribute to and request to build public structure on the pink knob like theme park or onsen and other stuff like that.
You said that any player could build buildings on as sort of like a public.
It's like not like a lot of players will have to be requesting and contribute to it for it to be approved to be built on the knob.
Interesting. So that will definitely add an element of politics into the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That will be extremely interesting to see how that develops. How guilds start managing their different estates and organizing their conglomerate of plots. And we might even see guilds that form for Homeland specifically, just for this purpose. It's really exciting. All right, I'm gonna bring up a member of the community. I'm gonna bring up one of the audience members to speak. The name is T. So I don't know if Discord just isn't loading the full name or if that's the full name, but I'm gonna bring you up, T. If they're still here, that is. Well, I gave them the green light, so we'll see if they pop up. Till then, let's see. Are we going to have more buildings in the future? This is from Ross. We're going to have more buildings in the future, more items like food and equipment to craft. So I guess they're asking, are we pretty much finished with the amount of buildings in the game, or do you plan on expanding the number of buildings, the ways that the buildings can update, so on and so forth?
Oh, we are not finished, not by a long shot.
That's what we like to hear. Any potential for leaks on buildings that have yet to be released, or is that still very confidential? Did you guys catch that one?
Sorry, I didn't catch that one.
Oh, my apologies. I asked if are there any future buildings that you could leak now, or is it all still very confidential?
It's it's kind of confidential, but I can tell you about the general idea of it. Is so that currently right now we have a basic building, right? In the future we will have advanced building that will require certain element to operate.
Interesting.
Sorry, did you catch that?
Yeah, very, very broad, right? Very broad. You don't want to give us too much, but I understand. It's still in the works. It's still in the works. Let them cook, everybody. Let them cook. Dinner is not ready yet.
Yeah. Hold up.
Let's see. I have a question here. A question about the exclusive flag. To obtain it, I have to finish the season with a delegated land, or having delegated it for at least one day at some point in the season. Is that enough? I apologize. I'm not quite sure about the context of the question. But
I think they're asking like how to qualify to earn the exclusive flag, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. You just need to delegate your land plots at least 5 days to receive that exclusive flags.
So you, as the owner of the plot, delegate your plot to someone else for 5 days, and then you will earn the flag.
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful. Okay, I hope that helps. All right, let's see. We should be coming close to the end here. I will leave it open for a few more minutes to see if we get any more questions or if anyone else wants to hop up on stage. Let's see.
I have a question.
Yeah, definitely.
Recently I saw Leo put out some like leak on his Twitter about like there was some kind of like land plot with a different color and then also some kind of animal, like some kind of cow. What is
Yeah.
that?
Yes, at first that our team are working to make the new land plots visual that we can see the land plots will be more clear and more beautiful. For the cows, that is the just one of the resource in game that we want to take the cow leather, but we don't want to kill the cow. So yeah, so we create a cow without the cow without the the yeah. I don't, I
Oh wow.
cannot say what is the type of cow. Yeah, yeah.
There's something like Masamune, I think I talked to him once. He said like in Lunacio, like if they farm the animals, they don't kill them. They just like cut
Yeah.
off some part of their head or something, right? I think it's like these maybe like part of their body or something like can
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
cut off without injuring them, or it fall off, right? Something like that.
It's like
Yeah.
a starfish that can grow it back.
It's something that I saw in the lore, which I guess people will find out maybe later down the line. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, Leo, did you want to leak that what the flag looked like to the delegation flag?
Yeah, I post the delegation flags on the view only view only chat that you can see that.
I see, I see, I see.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
in
yeah.
the view only chat, that's where you've posted the brand new flag.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wonderful.
And yeah, we also have the balance for for this season rewards that I will list later that we are working in the finishing that.
And there's a lot of leaks in there.
Yeah.
My goodness.
It's so nice.
I have another question. They ask, how will it be if they continue to add buildings and we have no space left for them? So I guess they're asking, will the size of the plot remain the same if there are, if I guess say if we're about halfway done or maybe 3/4 of the way done implementing all of the buildings that will be in the final version of Homeland. Is the plot size going to remain the same, or are we looking at maybe owning multiple plots if you want to own every building in the game?
Yeah, that is what that is what the connected plot and the proficiency will become into play. So you will have to choose which building you want to put in which plot.
Interesting. So yeah, there's going to be a very soon there will be a lot of utility for those of you in the audience who own estates. That's very exciting, especially guilds as well, because I know that there are a lot of guilds that own plots and that are waiting for this kind of utility.
Yeah, this Homeland is a game that would want to encourage people to interact and cooperate with each other naturally. I know that we don't have a lot of like cooperation feature right now, but we have a lot in plan.
Yeah, it's exciting. 11 asks, will the design changes be applied next season? And will it affect craft or change the recipes? I'm assuming that there'll be a lot that changes slightly between now and the start of beta.
The chain for crafting will be applied in the beta season. No, because we want to keep on the sweet thing to launch together in the beta, so people can have a brand new experience with the beta, like they play a different game, so that they don't have the burnout from all the stuff that they have been doing in alpha.
That makes perfect sense. Right. So this experimental period leading up into December will be just for nailing down the specifics in terms of the AXS loop. And then in January, once beta hits, that's when all the new content will drop and people will have a brand new experience to explore.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that pretty much does it for today's town hall.
Yeah.
Also,
This
I'm sorry, to answer the other question from 11, yeah, the crafting system will be revamped.
It will be reworked?
It will be reworked, yeah.
Okay, great. One last question before we head off. Nichi asks, will we reset? A bit of a tongue twister there. Will we reset after alpha or not? So once beta hits, are we restarting from scratch with a brand new plot, or are we retaining our buildings from previous gameplay?
Yeah, the post alpha will not have reset, but we are consider reset at the start of beta, because it will be nearly brand new mechanisms and many things inside that. So yeah, we may reset at the beta.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Thank you for the clarification, Nietzsche. Right. So she means that the pre-beta during the experimental period. Right. So no reset. No reset for the experimental period. Very strong potential for a reset during for the beta. Hellscream, welcome to the stage.
Yo, what's up? There's one person asked if there will ever be like a guild gameplays in Homelands. I think like Homeland is like a very guild friendly kind of game. So would there ever be a guild gameplay in Homeland, and what would that gameplay be like?
I'm sorry, did you say cute gameplay? Cute?
Yeah,
Guild. Like
meditate or quest or yeah.
Um,
For
Yeah, sorry. The most sure thing that we are gonna have is going to be interior decoration. If you count that as a cute gameplay, because I mean that everyone define cute gameplay is a different way. Also there's this one is not, this one is something that I always will want to put into gameplay is an Axie arcade. It's something that you can it's like a game center where everyone can gather there and play, like you play a game in the arcade before. You can queue play on the game that was that on the retro and classic game that was revamped into Axie style, remake into Axie style. And also there's other social activity like going to like exploring with your friend too. Is that count as like cube gameplay?
Sorry, not cute. But like guild. Guild's more like a client.
Okay, you mean guild?
Yeah, like clan or like a group of friends playing together. They have their own big estate kind of plot. Like, do we expecting like war between guilds or like some kind of a leaderboard for guild or something?
You make me reveal thing I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can answer that. We will have this in the further development, maybe inside the beta period.
It's definitely not my place to say, but for those of you who have been up to date reading the Substack for, I want to say probably a year plus at this point, if you look way back, there are some screenshots of this is before Homeland was even launched, right? This is before any of us got a chance to play it. There were some screenshots that were leaked of mini games inside of Homeland. And there was some text description as well on that post. And it from what I remember, it sounds very much like what this question was describing in terms of like guild gameplay, but I haven't read the post in a while, so I don't want to say too much about it. I did just want to throw it out there in case any info hunters wanted to look that far back in the Substack and try to find it, because it might be a lot more relevant now than it was back then.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, it's a little bit out scope of Homeland, but yeah, I am in charge of two separate projects that all both of them it's Homelands and new projects will both have mini games.
That's exciting. That's probably the most exciting thing for me. Yeah, getting that group gameplay or just
Yeah.
ways to directly interact with other players, that'll be big. Victory has a question as well. Victory asks, what is the status on land items? Timeline or more appropriate descriptions specifically?
Yeah, we will do the item books as soon as possible. At the first phase, the land item will have books on the mystic or rare item first, and then we will have the new system in the beta that we will have the land items books in host item system.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. Well, I do think that pretty much does it. We're at time. I think we've been through all of the questions. Are there anything else that you'd like to say before we call it quits? Jiho, Leo, Kenji, Hellscream.
Is the is the land delegator flag, is it inspired by the flag that the community make? It kind of look kind of similar but nicer from the art team.
That thing that you will have to ask the art team because they are the
Okay.
one that will design.
Okay.
All right, great. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for the very first Homeland Town Hall. Hopefully the first of many. And yeah, I'll see you all. I'll see you all in the Homeland.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you in the next.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody.